Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Tuesday Tips and Tricks today, and in this series I will be showing you a couple of different ways in which we can prevent frequent trips to the repair shop for minor things like adjustments. What's the trick, you may ask? Put your instrument together properly. So what does that mean? Well, in today's video, we will be talking about the basics of putting together a clarinet and how to take it apart easily in a way that prevents things like bent posts or popped springs or losing corks. Kind of sound familiar? All right, so let's get started. Before we begin, please make sure you've already greased your tenons with cork grease. Let's start from the bottom. This is the bell, clarinet bell. So what we're going to ensure that we do is hold the lower joint from the tone holes and not from the rod at the bottom. Okay, so what I see a lot of students and players do is hold from the bottom like this. I'm going to switch my hands here. Hold from the bottom like this and then put the bell on like this. They grab here, we start twisting, and you know what this does is this rod, it puts a lot of strain on this rod here. So this is not what we want to do. Instead, hold the lower joint like you would while you were playing it, which would be in your right hand, and keep your fingers on the tone hole. Put your bell in your left hand, and then with a twisting motion, we're going to put that in together. So as you can see, all I did with my right hand was hold it and use a twisting motion like this. And here we are. So we prevent this rod from bending and putting too much strain on that. All right, so next step. Sometimes if we don't consider these pinky keys and these trill keys right over here, we end up just grabbing haphazardly like so and kind of just putting the upper joint and the lower joint together like this. So what you want to do is hold the lower joint in the right hand as you would if you were playing it. So here's the lower joint in my right hand, off camera. And what we are then going to do is put the upper joint, here we are, in the left hand. Now, something important that brings together the upper joint and the lower joint is this thing right over here. I'm going to bring it closer to the camera. It's called the bridge mechanism. That's on the lower joint. The bridge mechanism on the upper joint is right in between the trill keys and the tenon cork. So there it is. And I'll flip it around so you can see here. And there we are. So with the left hand and with the middle finger that controls the D key and depresses that bridge mechanism, hold on to it like so. Ensure that you have pressed that down so that when you put the joints together like so, your bridge keys are aligned. So it is kind of hard to see when I have it together, but my bridge keys now are aligned, okay, as you can see. And that was because I used my right hand for the lower joint and my left hand for the upper joint to put the instrument together. So the next section, we have our handy dandy barrel here. The clarinet should still be in your left hand at this point. Okay, I had just put this joint on the upper joint to the lower joint. Grab your barrel, continue holding it in the way that you would play it, which is left hand on top and on the upper joint. Grab the barrel with your right hand, and we are just going to twist and put that in. So we've got our barrel, our top joint, our bottom joint. and our bell. So, other common mistakes that I see clarinet players make when they're not considering how putting together their instrument can affect their adjustment and perhaps some lost corks and maybe some bent keys is grabbing the instrument by parts that aren't really meant to be grabbed onto and then moved around. I do want to mention that you never want to put the instrument together by just popping them in there. We want to use a nice gentle twisting motion there. Another good tip about putting the barrel onto the upper joint is to not grab by the A key. This key here pops out quite a bit. We never want to grab onto it like this and apply too much pressure because that could misalign some of the cork and adjustment screws and again some of the stoppers on the back here. This G sharp key here, I've seen some clarinet players make adjustments to that so that it fits their finger. Again, if you grab and you twist, that's gonna kind of move around and maybe affect your technique. So pro tip, do not grab by the keys. All right, an appropriate spot to grab sometimes is just right up here. I'm not in the way of any keys, as you can see. And again, from the bottom, the really big one is that rod right here. Do not grab. That's all, everybody. I hope you like this video. Tune in next week for the basics of putting a flute together. And if you liked this video, please like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you never miss a post. Take care. Bye-bye.